Hello everyone to another YouTube video here on my channel. Today we go mono red. As you all know, I'm not a big mono red player, but I saw this deck played by AfterOfficeTTV on Twitch. Check out Marty, he's a great guy, a friend. We met each other a year ago playing against each other, and I think he went 12-0 when I stopped watching. It could be higher. So I thought, yeah, I give this a try. I mean, it looks cool. It's a red deck, but it has snow in it, so it's like this frozen feeling in fire. I don't know. I kind of wanted to try it out. And to go over the deck quickly, there are some new cards from Kaldheim, and I want to point on them shortly. As mentioned, we play snow, so our basic mountains are now Snowland mountains, and we play 4 Faceless Haven. This is a new snowland from Kaldheim. We can add a colorless, or we can add, or we can pay 3 snow mana. Faceless Haven becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until end of turn, but it's still a land. So it's an extra attacker in a land, can be really good to push in for the last damage. Then another card we play from the new set, one of my favorites, Goldspawn Dragon, 5 mana, 4/4. This creature is amazing. Flying Haste. When it attacks, we create a treasure, and Goldspawn Dragon says each treasure generates 2 mana instead of 1. And when Goldspawn Dragon gets a target of a spell, we also generate a treasure. This is a really cool creature to go over the top. It's better. It's like a better Hellcat Dragon in my opinion. But yeah, this is what it does. And another card we play here in the main from Kaldheim is Frostbite. 1 red mana. Frostbite deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, it deals 3 damage instead. So those are the snow/new cards from the set. We also have many red deck stables here. We play the creature package. So we have Annex, 3 mana, star 3. The power is the same as the devotion to red we have. So for each red mana you can read in a card. This has 1 attack. Really strong combined with Embercleave. Embercleave, I mean, Belief in the Cleave, an amazing card also from Eldraine, like other cards we have in the deck. 6 mana, it costs 1 less for each attacking creature. We equip a creature on attack if we play it with the Flash. Gets +1/+1, double strike and trample. This can finish off. This is also really good in board states where you have to go over the top. So really cool card. We play 2 Torbran, 4 mana, 2/4. The 3 devotion is really good for Annex. If a red source would deal combat damage, we do 2 damage extra instead. This is really nice with a card we play like Fireblade Charger, which is a 1 mana, 1 ram. This one comes from Zendikar Rising. If this is equipped, it has haste. This is not that important, but when Fireblade Charger dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So if this is 1 power and we have a Torbran, it does 3 damage. We can also equip it, or sometimes we have the castle in game, which gives all the creatures +1/+0. Then this one does more damage when it dies. We also play 4 Fervent Champion. It's probably the best one drop we have in the game, at least in red. They just buff other knights, and they have haste and first strike. Also, a small note, some people forget this sometimes. Equip abilities you activate, target Fervent Champion, costs 3 less to activate. So this is also really strong. On the 2 slot, we run 4 Rob of the Rich. Some hate it, some love it. I'm notorious famous on my stream that I hated that card when I play against it, or when I play it, it's always useless. But yeah, it's a 2 mana 2/2 with haste and reach. I still try to figure out why this card has reach, but as we can see, it is on the top of some ceiling. I don't know. But yeah, so when Rob of the Rich attacks, if defending player has more cards in hand than you, exile the top card of the library during any turn you attack. With a rogue, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana, stop it, or mana of any color to cast a spell. So this card can give us sometimes card advantage, and if not, it's a 2 mana 2/2, which is still really good. We also play 4 Rimrock Knights, 2 mana, 3/1, can't block, but we don't care about this. And we can send it on an adventure for 1 red and give a target creature +2/+0. This is actually also really nice combined with the Goldspan Drake, because it creates a treasure since we targeted it with a spell. And then of course the Bonecrush Giant, 3 mana for 3, also really strong. And we can send it on an adventure for 2, and we can do damage, 2 damage, and the damage can be prevented. So this is basically the deck we play here. Let's have a look at the sideboard. We play 2 extra Frostbite against all the creature type decks. This can do 3 damage, so it's still really good for 1 mana. We play 2 Scorching Dragonfires. That are cards we want to exile, and if we really fight in a let's say against Boros or another creature deck, we want to have this one. Shredded Sails, really strong. Can be played in a mirror sometimes, but it's really good against Gruul. You can deal with the Goldspan Dragon, and you can deal with their hench. This is your artifact removal spell, and if you don't need it, you can still cycle it in the end. We play 3 Phoenix of the Ashes and 2 Orcs of Agonis here. I forgot to mention Phoenix here. Phoenix 3 mana, 2/2, flying haste. We can pay 3, it becomes +2/+0. But the reason we play this because of escapes. Let's say you play against Rogue, they fill your graveyard, and you want to make sure your graveyard is kind of empty, so you play the cards from your graveyard so their rogues don't get special effect. This is why we have Phoenix here, and I think overall just a strong card. Same goes for Ox. Maybe we can cut Ox here for an extra Chrome and War. I probably would do that. I just have this list right now here from Matti, and yeah, it does the same. It's a 5 mana for 2 creature, but we can escape it for 2. But we have to take even more cards, like 8. We discard our hand and we draw cards. This is in general always strong in red decks because you tend to not have too many cards on your hand. And then the Crown War, 4 mana, we can create control of an opponent's creature. Second step, each creature of opponent has to attack. And third step, each tapped creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. This is really good. Sometimes they have like a lost track piece and you cannot go through. So just steal it, keep attacking. That's the plan here. So yeah, this is the deck. Definitely check out AfterOfficeTTV. I have the link in the below. If you like this type of videos, give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment, check out my Twitch. You see all the information down below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy the games. 99%, yeah, we dropped a bit. And go first. We start with a Snowy Hand, Double Fervent Champion, or how we call it on Twitch, the Javier. Looks like a pretty good start. I still want to start with this one, and then we go double here. And if you find a land, we can also go with the NX followed up. Okay, let's put in some damage. We have 5 damage to start the game here. And they have only 1 land yet, so this can go really fast. I mean, that's the theme of Mono Red. We need to figure out what exactly we face. It looks like a Rakdos list, which is usually the better one against this type of decks. Also, this gives 2 life, which is also pretty good. We're missing a land again. We're not too happy about that. So if we had a land here, we could actually already play Embercleave. Sadly, we cannot. If we play the Robber, they would just block it. I think this is the perfect spot for a Stomp. Finding a land will be really huge for the Embercleave as well. Yep. So the third land is really important now. Let's see if we get it. So a Rakdos list on the free slot can play the enchantment here. Another Maya Triton. So they have both life gain cards early on, which is pretty impressive. So if possible, I would like to hide the fact that I have an Embercleave right now. And just play an NX and attack with everything. That makes also the Embercleave attack way better. I mean, NX and Embercleave, they just go hand in hand. Here we found it, we play our own NX, and we attack. So even if they block the Charger, we still get a token, which is really great for us. Sure. And get a token, and we do a damage. So they go on 9 here, and we have an Embercleave here. If they would play Croxa, because they are able to, we would have to discard the Robber and just attack with everything. And I mean, at this point they go like, well, it's the biggest creature I probably can deploy. I should go for it. But Embercleave obviously will win the game now. I mean, NX with Embercleave is just absolutely ridiculous. And that's what's gonna happen. As usual, attack all. They have to go for the block on the NX. I will just click through it. Bum, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum, ba bum. Okay, so it's definitely really helpful to be on the play with mono red against most of the decks. So we play. This is a hard one. This is usually a matchup, I think, where this deck is kind of good. I know they play a Crone War and those type of decks. NX is definitely something we want, but the downside with NXs, their potential claims. So we are not the biggest fan of it. I do like the Crone War in this matchup, to be honest. I like the Robbers. The Frostbite are fine. Scorching Dragonfire are really nice because of the exile effect. So I would them actually put over the Frostbites here. They don't have many exile your graveyard cards, so Phoenix seems really good, and I'm a bit scared of the NX, to be honest. Giving the extra pressure they want, but the NX is just so strong as well. We definitely want to keep the big hitters here, and I'm considering cutting 2 NXs here because they get the tokens, which is, I mean, they cannot block though, but it's just so strong. The Rimrock Knights, they're okay in general. The Phoenix is a problem that they play the Predator Dragon, which is a flyer for 4 mana with at least 3/3. So Phoenix is also not too strong. They don't have really an artifact we want to deal with. Probably 1 NX, even though it's one of the best cards. And the Rimrock Knight. Well, let's just go with 2 Rimrock Knights to start. The NX is just so powerful, because if they don't have it, then it's great. But usually they can get it and sacrifice it. And if they have a Croxa, and it dies, since it was red, they also get a token. So there's a multi-layer thing that can happen, and we have to be careful. Really nice to know that we have a Bone Crusher. That is the... Really nice to know that we have a Bone Crusher, because the Bone Crusher is really nice in this case scenario. If they would have a Woe Strider and they would claim the NX, we can destroy the Woe Strike on the claim proc, which usually is perfect. So this is something we have to be careful now. We don't care. We want to keep this, and we want to keep this. Because this makes our NX bigger as well. We can still stomp this if we want to. I don't think the 1 damage here was that important. They played this. We don't want to stomp here. So here the worst case scenario. Okay, so here worst case scenario would be we're gonna attack here because we want to trade and get a token if we have to. Here the worst case scenario is Woe Strider plus claim. And they clearly could play for this. It's totally possible here. We still have a Torburn, which is unclaimable. So let's hope there's no claim on Woe Strider. A Crone War, okay, sure. We get it back in the end, which is still fine. So this has to attack next turn. So we should really make sure that we don't destroy the other creatures. If we play Torburn and they would have another one, it's also not really good. But in this case, I think it is okay to play a Torburn here. And then we attack. Because if they block with this, they get a token, otherwise we can destroy the NX, which is also okay. We would leave them with 2 tokens. Do we want them to have 2 tokens? It clears the board though. It would clear the board, which is also fine. So we go for it. Okay, that was the wrong order from opponent. They should have blocked with the Mythic in there. So now they have only one token instead of two. Rankle, okay, sure, that was a good play. Makes total sense here. Couldn't know there's a Rankle on top of it, but yeah. Well done. Well done. Gonna lose our top run here. I wish we would have had it one more turn. Okay, we're gonna discard. Gonna lose top run here. Yep. Rankle here, really strong in this position. We have to attack here. Okay, and this is a nice attack because it doesn't die, and we still were able to put in 4 damage. Okay, Timurat, really strong card here because of the Line Gave clause. I don't believe, I believe we have to discard here. The Bonecrash Shine is still good because it's we can double spell, we can do 2 damage phase and play it, but if we do that we lose tempo on the Heaven. So okay, I'm cool with the discard here if that's not a Croxer now. Another Rankle makes total sense. Yeah, attack. So the attacks are pretty good, and this costs black, though we have a lot of creature where they would gain life. My Triton also strong, another life gainer here for opponents, and the Woe Strider, which is also really strong, so they can get it back next turn. They make sure they have a good board here. Okay. Taking the damage. Interesting that they will not attack with this one, but... So, if we attack with both, we lose 3. If we attack with both, we don't have enough mana for the Embercleave. Okay. But we have to attack with this one. Okay, at least we get rid of 2 cards. Or 1 actually. It's only a 2/2, sadly. So we take 5 damage, they take the board. I think we can concede here. They managed to have board control. This is what we said, that getting the card there is really, really strong. Getting an NX from us is definitely really strong. Now I'm actually thinking of taking a Frostbite after seeing Rankles. Feels pretty good. Maybe we can add some. Not sure if we want a Crone War. I mean, they have a Crone War, we can a Crone War, which is okay. I don't think Phoenix is now good at all. Seeing Rankle at maybe potential Dragon. I'm also not sure if we can allow us not to have full creature setup since we are on the play. I still would like to have 2 extra Frostbites here. And maybe just cut the Crone Wars. And 1 Embercleave. Yeah, the main reason we do this is now we're on the play. And we want to make sure we have as much creature that attack as possible. So we establish the board and not they establish the board. This is a keep. This is 100% the keep. We're going to play this first. Also, NX is really good again. And having the Castle Embereth with an NX is usually really nice. Mainly because all the token gets +1/+0, and that is really, really strong. Yep. I mean, 99%, it's been a while since I was not in the numbers, but we had so many tests and we it was so fun. We tested many decks on stream. If you don't know the stream, definitely check it out. Okay. The Fireblade Charge is actually better as it seems, because you really can do extra damage with like the Ambreath or the Tauren. So that's pretty cool. Sure. If we would draw another champion here, that would be probably the best case scenario. Another champion into Embercleave would be the strongest hand, I assume. But I don't think you will. But you never know. Okay. Take the removal spell. We have to establish Annex as fast as we can. Village Rites plus Claim is still the strongest card against our Annex here. So they are looking now. So if they play smart here, if they... Okay, that's fine. I was a bit scared that they have a Claim on the Fireblade Charger. But they did not, so that's fine. There was a stop, which gives me the feeling that on opponent's side is an Annex, right? So in that case, you're going for the Bone Crusher. There's a stop again with 1 red, so I just assumed there could be something. Maybe this was not correct, but why was there a stop? I mean, makes no sense. 4 power here is still strong. Obviously this would have been 4 power as well. Maya Triton, sure. So this is Annex, and then we attack. Because if they block the Giant, we get 2 tokens. Especially with the castle. Maybe we shouldn't have dropped the castle, but we take those 2 tokens here. And they are really good with the castle, you know. So, preferably dodging a Crone War here. Not instantly cracking the passage tells me there is maybe none. We also kinda Rankle protected here. Okay, that is painful. An extinction event here is definitely painful. Playing this out here seems better to me. Rankle is still not strong. Croxus with our card is not what we need in our hand. We have the board. Okay, Redcap Melee, sure, makes sense. We have to re-equip. Strider is strong, but it's fine. Strong Village Rites here. Okay, their turn. We keep the Scorching Dragonfire up. Okay. Just to make sure that they can knock sacrifices. We need a creature to re-equip our Embercleave. This is why sometimes having like too many cleaves is not good, obviously. And this is also the matchup that seems to be the hardest. Okay, we got our re-equip. If they have a removal spell, then congratulations, you have it all. Sure, you have it all. We had to try it, but they had it all. If you have this here, I mean, perfect curve, right? Extinction event in a Rakdos list, no one plays this. But okay. This is literally a meme. It has to be a meme, right? The opponent's list is so anti-creature. I mean, 89%, right? What do you expect? What do you expect here? We would like to draw a gold span dragon or something, just to push him some damage. But then it dies, right? So here, I think we're just gonna make sure. How many cards in graveyard? Too many. Okay. So we have to push the damage here. We are still on 16 and we're getting our token back with Embercleave on it. If they start sacrifice, I mean that we don't get our token back. No mind. What am I talking here? I think we're still correct because they would have a 5/4 secured, which is not good. Let's hope they don't have something to deal with the creature this time. Rankle is probably the worst card we could see here. I would like to find our Snowland. Okay, looks like they do not have really something here. Okay, maybe we can surprise them here. Going for the full block. Okay. I don't think they have something here. This is where our Rimrock Knight maybe changes the game. Because it's 14 damage and they have this amount to block. It's crazy. Sometimes it really looks like you have no chance. And then suddenly you win. Mono red. Let's go to the next one. Be really nice. Yeah, we have to keep this hand. I mean, robbers can be really, really strong. Giant removal spell in a creature. Get third land. 3 creature here with Embercleave. That's a keep. And our beautiful Alps from Switzerland. Sponsored by Switzerland. They look really great. Those mountains really look great. I'm not a mono red player, even though I'm from Switzerland. Just saying. Okay, green. Okay, could be mono green or Gruul. That's an interesting matchup, but still fine. The worst card usually in this matchup is Lovestruck Beast or Hench, and because Lovestruck is a 5/5, which is really big for us to deal with. Okay, I mean, I know what you have on your hand. Oh, wow. I thought there will be a Bone Crusher. Fire Prophecy was played in the Gruul list that we saw in the last Mythic Invitational. Okay, sure. So we probably have to deploy Fireblade Charger and the Robber if they... Wow, no defense. No defense here. Maybe they just had a failed passage here. Still a lot of damage we take here. Glad we do not have to face the Lovestruck Beast yet. Sure, take the damage. Our turn. This is gonna be who dies first version of the game. Their Lovestruck Beast is still really strong. It's interesting that they try to get rid of this. It's really interesting. They don't care too much about our attacks. I mean, this is also not an easy matchup, but it is playable. This is an interesting attack because what's going to happen is... it didn't work. I wanted to try that. Okay. But I really wanted to make sure that we attack it. That we block so they cannot attack with the Lovestruck Beast. I think that's still really important. But I was a hiccup. But I was not really sure if it's end of my turn or end of their turn, the landfall. Until end of turn. Okay, so. Didn't work quite the way we wanted here. I drop a giant. Let's see, go. So next time we have an Embercleave attack with a Giant. That should eat through the Lovestruck Beast. Yeah. Still think it's the best attack. And now it really depends how they block, obviously. That's an awkward block. Because I will definitely make sure we keep that creature. I don't mind too much. I honestly don't mind too much here. Missing some damage, since we still have an Embercleave. And we also have 2 damage on our hand. We still only 11. So if they have a 1-1, and an Embercleave, they actually can win here. Which is interesting, right? The way we attack, if we attack like this right now, we would still get it. If I equip it here, and they block, still fine. If I had more life, I would equip it here. And more mana, I would equip it here. Looks like a removal spell here. They may have to go for the Giant, but the problem is they take 2 damage, and then they are dead to Giant. So, the way this looks, they only have an out. Yeah. That's what I assumed. Now this is GG. I mean, it's clearly risky to do, but you have to play towards your outs. So we won on the draw against Gruul, which is really impressive. Not playing out the Lovestruck Beast, maybe they couldn't. Definitely helped us a lot here. Like, that was so important for us. And we're glad it went that way. I'm not a fan of Robo of the Rich on the draw, yeah. It's not my favorite. I do want to be able to deal with their cards though. Especially Edward Innkeeper is really important, I think. Rimrock Knight is okay-ish, but I think we have to go this way. Yep. Embercleave is really important. Of course, we don't have enough creatures, and I'm not sure if this is correct. This is still experimental. I'm not playing this deck for a while. I just saw it on AfterOfficeTTV on Twitch, and it looked really strong, and I wanted to try it out. We have the mulligan this here. We only have 1 island. We're going to keep this here. We're going to keep this. Probably have to toss the Embercleave down. Could also be really greedy and toss the land down, which I maybe do. We just need to find a 3rd land at least. And there it is. It was the correct decision. We have a removal spell here and we have a removal spell here, which is really nice. So that's what we're aiming for. Okay, that's a token. That's fine. We don't mind that too much. Okay. Turn. We found a Fervent Champion. Shredded Sail is usually for their dragon they could play, or for their Henge. Could also work against Embercleave, so definitely needs to play the Sails. They will not block here because they want to have the 1-1, so they can attack with the Lovestruck Beast, because they definitely want to apply pressure. Playing the Fabled Passage here, a 2nd, means that they maybe only have 3 lands and they want to play this on curve. This is something you can usually read. Or they just have too many lands, but this is the only 2 options you see on a Fabled Passage earn turn 2. Okay. Another token. That's interesting. Found another land. Keep attacking. If they block with both, it's fine for us. Here we should have we should have played this better. I think we should have played we should have shot a token down and played it, but we didn't know that we get the next card next land here. Because now we threat Embercleave and they also miss land. So this is gonna be a lot of damage here. Found a land. We take it. I mean, this is clearly the best chance. If they double block here, it's interesting. I still think it's just way too strong. We would put in 6 damage or 10 damage. Yeah, I still think it's fine on this. Ten damage is huge. This is a 5/4 double strike trample. Even if they play this now on curve, they only have a limited amount of mana here, so they're probably forced to play that. And depending how they block our Frostbite will completely mess this up. Since we can attack, we can also make this a 6/4, which is also really bad for them. And at this point, this is game. Oh, not game, but ooh, that is greedy. Well, that is definitely game now. Okay, and we got another win here with mono red against Gruul this time. So far, I think the deck's really good, and I hope you like it as well. Okay, we had some interesting games. I did not expect to win, especially the first one against Rakdos. Rakdos Gruul, I think, are not that easy to defeat because the Rakdos deck tends to steal your stuff and works with your creatures, so that's really hard to defeat. And then on the other side, Gruul has big creatures like the Lovestruck Beast and all the creatures in the Henge, and there are definitely many those type of creature decks, or Rakdos and Gruul specifically. I would also put in mono green in this. Tend to be really hard to defeat. I would like to test this against the Yorion deck. I saw Marty absolutely crushing Yorion decks with this because he said if you play Cultivate, you lose. And I really like that statement, and I want to say, yeah, that's probably the statement of this deck. If you play Cultivate, you lose. Other than that, I hopefully you enjoyed the games. Definitely check out my stuff on twitch.tv, DanyTLaw, or on Twitter, DanyTLawG. Everything in the description below. And thanks again for Marty for building this deck. And yeah, it was fun to play it. See you next time.